Anyone here? If you can hear me, please leave me a message so we can start tonight's lesson, please. Okay. Okay, today we are going to learn the Python recursive programming. So the first question would be, we are going to find all the substring in a given string. So what does it mean is, like, for example, I have a string, like, for example, it's like we went to the park and we have a lot of fun in the evening. So something like that. So for example, if we want to find a substring called the, so you may find the is here, and the other is probably here. So how do we use the program to find the in this string? So let's just pull up our PyCharm and we will work on this, okay? So I have my PyCharm and I'm going to open and go desktop and projects, and I open CCC. So it's going to open like this, and I'm going to create one file, for example, like a Python file. If you can see, you have to create a Python file. For example, we name it like file string, something like this. Okay, so first we need a variable to hold a string, right? For example, we have a string called let's just use a string, okay? A string. I need a sentence, so you can type any sentence. Like my sentence is this. I may just copy and put it in here. So we should have one here and the other is here, right? And how are we going to find this first? And we are going to look up the Google. So I will go Google. Just type Python file substring. So yeah, you can click on the first one. So basically, it's saying you have a string and you want to find the substring. And let's see. So we come back to here. We just use, hold on 1 minute. I will make it, change the font to be 28. So I'm going to use the string dot file, something like this, and the parameter for the file. So you can put a substring here. So whatever in this square bracket is saying the parameter is optional. So like, for example, inside this square, usually when you look up the document and it's saying it had a bracket square, it means optional. For example, for here, you don't have to put the start position and the end position. Like start position, end position are optional. Okay, like here is optional, which means you don't have to put it there. So let's see. So if I put the and it's saying what it's going to return. It will return integer value. So let me see. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so we come back to, let me repeat it because everyone might have the problem to follow me. So the first thing is like we create a string and put this string into a variable. So you can have any kind of string, but as long as you have the substring called dir. And in Python, you can either in a double quote or single quote. So you can use double quote or single quote. It doesn't matter. The same like JavaScript. So like double quote or single quote. Okay. And we are going to use the function called in Python, we are going to use the function called find. So I just go to Google and just do Google and Python find substring. If you type find substring, and for the first one, you click on this link. And you can find the document for the find string. So for learning the programming, you should know how to read the document. So most of the time you will find the document like reading here, right? If you don't have time, you can check the example and see if you can figure it out. Otherwise, you should read the document. So like here, it's saying the find function for the string for the string is like if you return the index of the first occurrence, so the first occurrence of the substring if found. If not found, it will return -1. Okay. So the parameter should be this first one is find substring. So you put a substring on the first parameter, and the second one is the start position, or you can put the end position, and whatever inside the parameter with the square bracket, it means optional. So you go parameters, and then your first one is substring, and the second one start and end is optional. So you go optional. All right. And so that's why we have the string like this one, and you can type any string you want, but just put some dir here. So you will do this the string like this string to find the dir. So you can probably you can you want to know the result, right? So you might just saying how about just result equal to find dir, and you are going to print result, and you will see. So if you want to run this in the PyCharm, you go to choose this one for the first time. So you run, and now you choose find string, and the position of the index first occurrence is here. So which means it's 11 here, and you can test it out. Like if you put dir here, and we run it again, this time you can do Control R. So Control R. So since it's the first one, the index should be 0, so it would be 0. Okay. And now, because our question is like we want to find all the occurrence of the substring, right? All the occurrence, which means I want to know the 0 position and the 11 position and this position. I don't know what's on this position. So how are we going to find the rest of them? And if you go back to the the find function, you go back to the find function, you would have the star here, right? And then what does star mean is the star location. If you don't put the n, it would be all the way from that position to the end, here. So let's just try to find the second dirt. So we have the first one 0 here, right? And now we are going to just do result equal to astr dot find dirt. But this time the only difference is like I have to put the start position in here. So at the first time, because our dirt is here, and the second one should be like let's just change the result to result 1, okay, 1, and this one would be result 2, right? So result 1 is like we of course we know is 0 is here, right? And we have to increase a little bit, like you jump over here because you found the dirt in this one, so you jump to the next in the next character. So you just do like result 1 plus 1, and now you can print result 2. So let's run it one more time and see what happened. So I will get fitting. Is it true? Like from here, that is the fitting. That is the fitting, and here is 0. So, and how about this one? How about this one? So I will give you 3 minutes. You are going to tell me what's the position on here, and if you can find it out, please put it on the comment, and I can know the answer. Okay. Okay, yeah, so basically for the first one, you just need to copy it and paste. You change the result 2 to result 3, and this result 1 to 2, okay? Because that's the input, right? The input for the third one, like the first one here. So you have the input from the output of the second one. So which means we are going to start from now here is fitting, So we are going to start from 16. So from the 16, we're going to find the next one. So we go all the way to the here, there. Okay. So let's run it and see what's the answer for my string. So my one is called 51. Okay. So my one is called 51, and if I have the more there, you say blah 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 the, something like this. So you are not going to write your script all the way to, because you don't know how many substring in this string, right? So so how are we going to do that? So how about we just have one function? We want to have one function. We have one function, and then we're going to find all the dirt. So let's see. So for example, we write a function called df. We have a function get all substring, something like that. You don't have to name it like mine, but yeah, I just want to get put it have the meaningful in the function name, so I can remember somehow later. But you don't have to do like mine, get all the substring. Okay, so for the input, like this one, so it's the input, right? From the for example, is like first you have the string, and then you have the substring, and you every time you have something change here. So we have something like called the start position. So you set start, the start position, and now you do like the string 5, the substring. Now you have the start position. Okay, so now you will get the result. And then you probably need to print out the result. Okay, and because we want to continue, right? So you want to continue, so you probably need to call this function again. So now the start variable should be result plus 1. Okay, result plus 1. And you would think you should you will think about that, like you call, like if you call the function like this, you call the function get all string from, obviously from 0, right? From the first one, the index 0. So you just keep calling into the like from the start is 0, and now you find the substring there from the position 0, and then you go back to call the next level, like the next result. And if you keep doing this, and it should be when you find the last there, like for example, you find the last there, and you go next level from here, and you can't find any substring there. So what should we do? So you would saying you should stop this recursive function, right? In somehow you should stop it. So you would saying if result equal to -1, then we return something. Like, for example, is probably you can return -1, or you might just return false. So false, something like this. Okay. Otherwise, you should return like this. Okay. So let's just clean up this, and we are going to call this function and see what happened. So we will find the first one is 0, and the second one is 15, and 51, 63, and 83. Okay, and the last one is -1. But if you don't want the -1, so you can put this print in. You can put this print over here. All right. So you change a little bit, and now you should be good to go. So you will get all the substring position, like on the all the index. So I give you like 5 minutes. You are going to finish this code, and we are going to continue. Okay, let's go back to this function and review it one more time. So what we call recursive function is like inside the function is calling itself again, right? So it just changed the parameter. Like in our example here, we want to get all the substring in our string. So what we do is just try to use the find function. We use the find function to find the substring. In our case, is the. Okay. So we change every time when we do the file, and we change the start position, and then we get the result of the next substring. And in order to go to the next level, and we have to increase the result. So this means, which means your function with the parameter have to be changed every time. Otherwise, it will be a dead loop, right? And you got to take care of the last level. You should always take care of the last one. Think about if you have a string, it's very long, but eventually it will go to the last position, the last last one. And after that, you can't find anything of the substring. And what will happen? Like if you can't find anything, according to our document, is saying if you can't find anything, and it will return -1. So that's why we're saying, yeah, we if it's -1, we will return just false. Okay, and then you will go all the way back, and you won't call the substring anymore. So that's why if you keep return back here. So what I want you to do here is like, I want the result to go into a list. Like for example, I want to have a list, like a list. Okay. So I want to put all the position into the list. This list, like I want to be 0, 15, 63, blah blah blah, something like this. And I want it to inside a list. So I want to give you a few, like 2 minutes. Can you just change your code and put in to put your result, all your result into a list? Like after that, you should be like, for example, you're not going to print a result here. You probably print. I like to put the result like I just comment out. So you are going to print a list. Okay. I want you to print it after you go all the loop. Okay. All right. So yeah, I want you to do that, and I give you 2 minutes, and you change your code, and I supposed to have the answer like this: 0, 15, 51, 63, and 83. Okay. So if you got this answer, please leave me a comment. So if you want to put something inside a list in Python, you are going to use the function called append. Okay, append. So you just append the result, and now you run it and see what happened. You run or you Control R, and you should got the same like mine. Okay, that's for the first question. And so you do append, and then you correct all the result into the list. Okay. I want you to change this string and see, like for example, change a little bit and see if you can get something to test it out and see if there any bug or not. So you can change it like this one because the there is not there, and that's why you got an empty one. Or if you are thinking you can change this substring, and you can just define a substring, a variable to hold your substring, and then it will look more elegant like this. So you're going to run it. Yeah, the same, nothing happened because there's no dir here. So you are going to try it one more time. So you will got the fitting and put it here, and you try it one more time. Yeah, you can just keep changing your string and the substring and see it work or not. All right. Okay, so we are going to solve the next question. The next question would be like this, saying find all the permutations. So honestly, my English is bad, so I always look it up what is called permutation. So you go Google and just permutations. And combination in math. Math is fun. So something like that. So it's saying what is permutation? Permutation is so basically it said in math, permutation is the act of arranging a member of a set into a sequence or order. So what it means is, like here, if we have 1, 2, 3, so I want to find out all the permutation. It should be like 1, 2, 3, or 2, 1, 1, 3, or 3, 2, 1, something like this. But here I want to make it harder. So what I want is like you can repeat, find all the permutation in three digits, and you are allowed to repeat the digit, like the number. For example, you can do like 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, or maybe 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So I will give you 2 minutes and see if you can find out all these kind of permutation in my definition. So you don't use the program to do it. You just do it in a paper or use your computer and try to find out all these kind of permutations. And at the meantime, I will do it by myself, and I hope you can do it and see who is faster. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do, like, for example, I will repeat. I keep the first 2 digits to the same, and then I will make some change on the last digit. So I will do 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 1 3. Now I will go to the second, change the second number 1 2 1, and now 1 2 2 1 2 3. Okay, and I go 1 3 1 1 3 2. So 1 3 3, and now I'm gonna change the first digit, like, because I finished 1, so I'm gonna do 2 2. I will go back like 1 because the 2 1 1 2 1 2 2 1 3. So you see, I probably just repeat this, right? Repeat the same, like the same thing, like here, like, but I just changed this one. You know what I mean? I mean, just change the first column, the first number. But I just repeat the same for the second. You know what I mean? So I may just keep doing like that. Like, for example, I can just copy it and paste. I copy and paste, and I change 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. So if you're done, you should leave a comment here, and I know you're done. But I'm pretty quick, right? So I paste it again, and I will just do 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3. So I'm done. Is it? So I have all the 1, and I have all the occurrence of 1 and 2. And then I go 2, and I go 3. So I'm done. So if you are done, please leave me a comment. Okay, the reason I want you to do all this, repeat to doing this, is because I want you to find out some rule, maybe you say some pattern, because like for example, it just keep repeating, right? See if for the last number, last digit is 1 2 3, is 1 2 3, is 1 2 3, and now what, and then again is like for the 1 is the first digit, it will repeat the whole block again, just changing the first one. So when we doing the competition, like in CCC, like this kind of questions, like for usually for the last questions, you got to find out some hidden rules. So some hidden condition. It's not easy to find it out, but the way to find it out is like you might use just like the way you try to play with the all these condition. Like my, if here, if you want to find all this, you got to find out how would you do it without the programming. First, you just repeat it. You repeat it in your own sample. Like they have the sample, right? So you play with the sample, and then you create your own sample, and now you figure out something. You figure out some pattern. If you figure out some pattern, which means you are going to solve the problem. Okay, for here, what I want you to do right now is like we're going to create a new file, like new Python file. So let's say like just number. Okay, so I want you to do is like for example, let's make it easier. Is instead of doing 1 2 3, you probably like we just like numbers. I just want 1 and 2. How about just 1 and 2 in the list? 1 and 2. So we have the steps, like steps, just 2 steps. Just I want, for example, like I want you to get the answer like this, Like first one should be, for example, like should be 1 and 1, okay, and the second one is 1 and 2, okay, and now the third one should be 2 and 1, and the fourth one should be 2 and 2. So that's what I want. Or if you somehow later you figure it out, you might just go, oh, I have 3. Now I have 3 steps. So you would change to like 1 1 1, something like that, like exactly what we did in the in this document. But let's just try the 2-step first. try this 2-step, and I leave you to do the 3-step. And next week we come back to do the 3-step. So before we are moving forward, we might just want to make a little bit plan here. Like I want to get, for example, I want to get the first step. I want to get like for example, I want to get just the first step. I want to just get okay. The first step I want to get like this. And I have to loop, oh sorry, it's just something like this, 1 and 2, okay? Like 1 and 2, this member, or you can say is A and B, no, 1 and 2. And so this which means I have to loop all the numbers to get this result. And the second step is I may just add repeat it one more time and try to get something like this answer, like this. Okay. Okay. And then we will see if is there a way to simplify the process, which means we are going to use a recursive function programming to simplify it. Okay. And then after that, I will leave you to do it in 3-step. What I mean 3-step is like you change the step to 3, which is 1 1 1, and the number you should have 1 2 3, exactly like we in our questions like this. So so the first one is like, okay, we are going to get this one. So how am I going to do it? Like something like this. So how am I going to get this? So what you need to do is just like for like you have the len, right? Like your input is like, for example, m, the number, like number len equal to len, the length of the numbers. So we know how long it is, so I can repeat all of them. But there's a whole bunch of way you can repeat the ellipse. But there's one way, like I'm doing stupidly, like you just do range m number of length, and then print, just print I. Let's just run this script. I just want to see how many I we have to make sure this one is correct. Okay, and our answer should be 0 and 1 because you only have 2, right? So you have you're gonna run it and Control Shift R, and you choose number, and you should have 0 and 1. Okay, but what I want is like I want to have like something like this. I want to have I want to print like the numbers I. So I want to print it out all the members in these numbers, all the element in this numbers list. So you would got something like this. So this time I can just Control R. So you got 1 and 2. So because I repeat the index 1 and 2, right? 1 and 2. So how am I going to get something like this? So which means is an array in this list. It have this element, the first element. The first element also a list. So I may just do like I put 1 bracket to hold the numbers I, the numbers. So I'm going to print it one more time, and you will get 1 and 2. And now I want to get a big bracket, so I may just define something called, for example, output or output list. So I define a output list here. So you might just like change this one. You say output list dot append. So we just append all the list of element like this guy into the output list. So I'm going to verify. We just print output list. Okay, so let's run it. So you will get something like this. So exactly looks like the first step, our first step. We will get something like this. Okay, so I might give you 2 minutes and you are going to finish this step. So this step is called, let's say, is step 1. Print step 1. Okay. So you would got something like this. Step 1. Okay. If you are done, please leave me a comment. Yeah, you don't have to type this thing because this is the command in Python. It's not exactly the command. The command should be like use the hash to be the command, but this one should be the multiple string. Like in Python, it's like the multiple line string, exactly like the string you have, like this kind of string. But since the people like just use this triple code as the way to do the string, so I may just remove them so you can see all my code. Okay, I will remove it and put it here. Okay, put it here. But yeah, they are just string. You can have the parameter here like 3 equal to. This is just a string. Okay, but for some reason people use it as a comment. But what I want you to type is you should get this result 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's continue for the second step. So for the second step, I want to get the result like this. The second step, we want to get the result like this. How am I going to get that one? Something like this. So how am I going to get this? Because we already have this one, right? So you're going to repeat the numbers again, and if you get the output list like this one, you are going to just add one more digit here, like 1 1 1 2. Okay, you are going to do like this, so until you get something like this one. Okay, so how are we going to do that? So you may just define something called, for example, you might define something called, let's say you have a output list 1, or like output list 1. Okay, because here is output list, right? So I may define something called output list 1. Okay, and again you are going to repeat the same thing for I in range number length, and this time because we have to repeat this result set like this one, we want to add all of them. Like for example, I want to add 1 and 1 into here, and 2 and 2 into in the front. So what I want is, like, I have to repeat it one more time. So I would do for j in range, and how long of the output list, this output list. So I would do this output list. Okay, so this time you would, like, for example, let's just print the let's just print the I and see what happened. I'm going to run it. Run, so you will get the result like my. So in step 2, this one is step 1. So you will go 0 0 1 and 1, which is the index. So you might just change to numbers I. Now let's run it one more time and see. Now you got 1 and 1. So which means I need to add it into the first one, the first result, 1 and 2. So how are you going to do that? You might do like this. You plus, because 2 lists, you can join them together with the plus in Python. That is funny, but it makes sense because you just merge them, right? Merge them. So let's just print run. Oopsie. So what does it mean? It's saying for int and list, because this one is the list, like this is a list, and this one is the number because it's like this number, so it's not a list. So what I want to do is just make a list for this one. Okay, so I'm gonna run it. So you get something like this. So the same trip like here. I'm going to put it into the output list, append. So you would just output list 1 dot append. Now what I want you to do is just print step 2, print output list 1, and we're gonna run it. Now you got the step 2, like 1 1 1 2 2 1 and 2 2. Okay. All right, I give you a few minutes, like 1 minute, you may finish this code. What I want you to do is you are going to increase the step to 3, and of course the numbers to 1 to 3, and see if you can print all the answer like we just did, like this. You can output all these things like this one. Okay, you can do something like this. You can have all the output like this. Yeah, what I want is like you should have the output like for example, you should have answer like, so first one is 1 1 1, second one is 1 1 2, and the third one is 1 1 3. So and now you have 1 2 1 again, 1 1 2 2, so etc etc. Okay, what I want you to do is like you solve the problem before the next lesson. So in the next lesson we'll work on these steps, but before that I want you to do exactly try to solve it by yourself. And don't forget the first step. After if you resolve this problem, you might be able to find some pattern to simplify what you did before. Like for example, like you might just keep doing the same thing like this kind of thing, and you might just define a one function like the what we did in the file string. You use one function to keep calling it and repeat to do all the repeat all of them, so you can output for 3 steps or maybe 4 steps or maybe more steps. So that's what we want and how we learn the recursive programming. Okay, I think that's it for today, and thank you for watching.